everybody, and welcome to Keto-licious. Today is week 6 of my Keto-licious journey, and so I want to enjoy some food with you, and I want to visit with you and talk to you a little bit today about my weigh-in and my results since I have started. I wanted to pull my beautiful kitchen in the background. You see the beautiful bouquet of flowers for Valentine's Day. They're still beautiful, so I thought I would just kind of share those with you a little bit. Let me see if I can get them in a little closer. Beautiful. And today I want to really talk about motivation. Losing weight and motivation. It can be quite a struggle, and I don't think that is for just one person. I think that from time to time can be, for many people. And this last week, I had a couple struggles myself. I went out to eat a couple times, and, when you think you're doing really well, it's really hard to monitor behind the scenes the exact sauces, the exact ingredients. Unless you're really being specific, you can monitor a lot of it, but a lot of it is really hard. So anyway, with that said, I went out to eat. I don't feel like, I didn't order something out of the ordinary on purpose. I had really good food. I had, one of the times that I went, I had just seasoned chicken with some vegetables, and it said it was sauteed in butter. And then I had a blue cheese wedge. Now, when you get that, it's got the blue cheese sauce, and, the one I make at home has some really good, healthy products in it. So you hope that it does at the restaurant too. The second time we went out to eat, where did we go? Gosh, I don't remember. This week has just come and gone. I'm sorry, guys. Okay, I'll think about it. Anyway, I'm going to eat with you guys. I want to tell you a little bit about my weigh-in. Now, and this is why I kind of went up to dining out, because of some of maybe the hidden things that I don't know about. As you know, you guys, I've had a thyroid issue for many years, and so to be as far as I am in 6 weeks is just phenomenal to me. It's just amazing to me because, everybody has their own number in mind. I just know that if I see either my number stay the same or my number go down even a little bit, it's a huge success for me, because for many years I have struggled to lose weight, and I have tried many different things. And, when you see that scale, even though I'm not a scale watcher, when you see that scale, when you really, really think that you've done good, and you see that scale not go down, it is so hard on your mind. And so that's why I really want to talk about motivation today. Now, I got on that scale this morning with no expectations, and as you guys know, I have really, really stressed to every one of you, I don't have expectations on that scale, on that number, because I know so deeply that there are so many other things going on in the body that it just can't be monitored on a scale. And I wish that I could reiterate that in many different ways to many different people, because so many people are focused on that number. Where it made me the happiest was last month when I measured and I was 7.5 inches down. Now that was shocking to me because I had only walked a few times. And, I do a lot of work sitting down. I do a lot of cooking videos and things like that, but a lot of behind the scenes are, back sitting, putting things on my website, my store, writing my cookbooks that I'm getting ready to, put out. But so a lot of it is very, not very active. And I'm fessing up here, it's been really cold here. So as it has been around the world. So I'm kind of not a cold person. So to bundle up and to go outside is not one of my favorite things to do. And so I can find every excuse in the book why I'm too busy to do that. So that's another thing as far as motivation, is that I'm going to start in front of you guys. I hope, if nothing else, that you can see that this body is not perfect and it needs exercise. And it'll motivate each and every one of you that maybe has, in some form or fashion, not started to exercise because of the body type. And so I figure if I can get my big body out there in front of the camera and help at least one person start an exercise program, you can follow me, you can do the things that I do, you can do your own things, but just the motivation alone, I'm hoping that that will help. So I'm making a commitment that within the next week, I'm going to start videotaping some of the parts of the exercising that I'm doing. And I'm going to let you know right now, it's not going to be strenuous. I'm going for yoga and Pilates and light lifting with light weights in my home, not in a gym. I'm going to do it all in the comfort of my home, and I'm going to start videotaping it because I think it's really important, and it is a huge aspect of losing weight and losing inches and making sure that your skin doesn't look saggy at the end of all of this. That's not what any of us want. We want to look good as we lose weight. So that's going to be one of my commitments to get started with. I made, again, I love that recipe, the air fryer chicken wings. I put a bunch of spices on them, and you can find this recipe on my blog, ketolicious.com. They are so good, and I'm sorry, I'm going to eat right here. If you guys haven't had your first meal of the day, or if you're watching this at dinner time, grab your meal and then turn on this video and eat with me, visit with me. So these are pretty good. It's hard to put them down. So as far as motivation, the mindset is so important. And I feel like we kind of self-sabotage ourselves. We get into such different modes of losing weight. And I'm going to kind of run through some of those things that I feel like are kind of the steps that we go through. I think step one is we find some information maybe on keto, or we've seen somebody, or a success story that somebody has lost a lot of weight. And our minds instantaneously, if it sounds good and we look things over and we feel like we can do it, then here's the step one. We get so excited. We decide we're going to do this. We're going to lose all of our weight. Here comes all this exciting motivation. And maybe you've done your research and maybe you haven't, I don't know. But then when you get to that point and you have a day or two, and you've kind of pre-planned for those days, I feel, with your food, and then life happens, and now the question mark comes in. Okay, so now I'm really getting bored with the foods, or I don't know what to make. I don't know what's good or not. How do I mix it? How do I start changing my recipes? I don't have time for recipes. I got to eat out. What do I eat out? So all these mixed emotions start coming in. That motivation, that excitement, that positivity that you felt just a couple days ago, now add that if you're doing well and you're staying off of flours and sugars. Now add to that you may possibly start feeling some of the keto flu. Or maybe you don't feel the keto flu as much and you're trying to come up with ideas because your life is busy like everybody else's. And you want to stay on track. And so you decide the first 7 days that you're going to weigh in. And for whatever reason, because our bodies don't respond always the way our mind wants it to. So you may get on the scale and you may see a little bit of a weight loss. You may see a lot of weight loss, which excites you again. Or what happens for a lot of people is they don't see very much of a weight loss. And there goes that positivity again. And then if they start talking to other people that have tried the keto diet and maybe felt like it has not been successful for them, there goes that positivity again. So my point being is there's so many steps to this, but it takes patience. So if I could just, kind of give a visual of, how it feels maybe 2 or 3 or 4 weeks down the road. If you can just somehow get in your mind that every meal that you eat that is, doing what you're supposed to do and keeping track and drinking your water and maybe putting some exercise, everything you do, even if it's not perfect, it's still going to get you to the end result. The way I look at it is, by the way, not to change the subject, but I lost a half of a pound this week and I couldn't be more excited. That puts me at 11 and a half pounds and 7.5 inches. In 2 more weeks, I get to measure and then I'm going to take another picture. So, that's only 6 weeks ago. 6 weeks ago. I can't tell you the changes that you'll feel if you allow this to happen and you allow yourself, if you give yourself some patience, guys, come on. I wish I could start throwing some patience and some positivity out through this video because 6 weeks ago. Now, I'm looking at it, if I only lost a half of a pound or stayed the same, in the next 6 weeks, that would be maybe 3 more pounds. But that will put me at almost 15 pounds. And if I keep doing what I'm doing, and, if you keep continuing to press on, looking at it, if you look at the whole picture, it is going to throw you off so terribly that you're not going to be able to even get to the next week. So if I were to say anything as far as staying motivated, focus on one meal at a time and make sure you're keeping track of your macros, and then go to the next meal. Just get through the meal. Do the best that you can do with what you have in your mindset to stay positive, stay full, get rid of your cravings, and I can help give some information about that too if you feel like you have cravings. One meal at a time. That's all you have to do. But I'm looking at this as 11 and a half pounds in 6 weeks and 7.5 inches in 6 weeks. If I continue to just, and I'm not perfect by any means, if I continue to just do this, what is a year? I mean, I have to eat anyway. I have to exercise anyway. You should be drinking your water anyway. We get so caught up on that word diet and we want the results that everybody else has. Well, everybody is different. And I am here to tell you that my results are nothing like some of those people that you read on Facebook, on the groups, or, they start posting their weight loss. Some people have lost 30 pounds in a month. Well, okay, but are they doing it correctly? Do they have, 200, 300 more pounds than I do to lose? And that was all just water that just ran away. I mean, you can't compare yourself to what other people are seeing and doing. Are they eating correctly? Are they eating the right kind of foods? Are they skipping out on some of their calories? And you know what I mean? You have to monitor you. And if you can follow just one day at a time, one meal at a time, and you can just get to the next area, I promise it will work for you. And I promise that you'll be so happy that you did it and you didn't give up. Because there's a lot of times that we all feel like, screw it. You feel like you just want to go have a burger and fries and have a couple 6 drinks, and because your life is busy and stress is around you, and maybe you don't have the finances, and maybe you don't have the backup from the family to help you out. I mean, there's so many scenarios that can ruin your motivation. Stay strong, guys. Do this for yourselves. Don't do this for anybody else. And if you know that you have sabotagers in your home, don't tell them what you're doing. Just make the meal, and for them, add some potatoes or some rice on the side, Just don't say anything. And don't be discouraged on that scale. And if you know that the scale is the one thing that upsets you, then maybe totally weigh or measure yourself. But then maybe don't get on the scale for every 2 weeks. I know that's really hard for a lot of people. For me, I could just say throw the damn scale away and, and go solely off of your measurements and the way your clothes feel. But some people feel like the scale is everything, which is fine. But if it doesn't make you happy and it doesn't keep you positive and motivated, then is it really something that is a great tool in the same word as weight loss? Those are kind of the things that you have to pick your battles. Decide for yourself. If it doesn't work for you, then maybe you should rethink it. Find things that do make you happy, and, make sure and take care of yourself. Make sure that if reading is your number one thing, make sure that you sit down and read a good book every weekend. If you can. Find the things that make you happy. And if you catch yourself being negative to yourself, this week, I want you to catch yourself. If you start talking negative, I want you to yourself to say, stop, and end it with something positive. Try that this week. It works really well. What it does is it allows you to start catching your negativity toward talking to others and yourself. And it allows you to train your brain when you say stop and find something positive to say. And I'm not talking about just talking to others. I'm talking about when you look at yourself. If you start talking negative about something, stop it. And say something good about yourself. And see if that doesn't start changing your mindset to a more positive way of life. I just spilled my chicken on the floor. Oh, wow. Anyway, I don't want to be heavy, guys. I don't want to be so deep that you're like, what the heck is she talking about? I mean, this is everyday life. And my life is busy and tough, just like everybody else's, you know? And believe it or not, you know, this little thing that I'm doing here with my cooking and, you know, my eating in front of you and hopefully my losing my weight in front of you, my motivational tips, and gosh, it might turn into, you know, trying to start interviewing other people that are doing this and some of their successes. So maybe that can help from not just hearing from me, but having conversations from others. But hang in there, guys. Don't give up. Keep your motivation as high as you can. Practice, you know, positivity and self-confidence. And if you don't have that around you, if that's what made you fat, how can you heal if you're still around that same atmosphere and that same sickness? That's another thing I want you to think about this week. How can you heal if in the same place, if this is the same place that you got sick? So that's all I have for you guys today. I just wanted to give you a little jump on, get your butts in gear and stay motivated. Stay motivated with me. I love you guys. And I'm so thankful for each and every one of you that are watching my journey. And hopefully you get a little bit of something out of it, because that's what this is all about, is not necessarily just you watching me. It's about what I'm learning and trying to teach back to you. So I hope you're getting a lot out of it. Be sure and take care of yourself today. Talk positive to yourself. If you're talking negative, stop it. And be sure to watch, you know, click the bell above, because I've got some more things coming up. I haven't been in my kitchen cooking for a little while, new recipe. So I'm planning on doing that this week. So there's going to be some new things coming up there. And if you guys, like I say before, if you guys have anything that you would like me to do a video on, motivation or types of foods or, you know, events or whatever you're doing, let me know. Put it in my comments below and I'll be happy to accommodate you guys and do it if I can. And if I can't, I'll tell you. And if you guys just have questions, put it in my comments. I'm always there answering my questions, or email, or however you want to get a hold of me. Till next time, guys. If nothing else, my half a pound, I'm pushing it out to you, 11.5 pounds down, 7.5 inches down in 6 weeks, and I couldn't be happier. Bye, you guys, for now. I'm going to finish eating my meal of the day, or my second meal of the day, and I will talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.